Good morning. So, Keir Starmer has officially resigned as Prime Minister of the UK. And we were told there was pressure behind the scenes, there is people falling out with him in his cabinet, there is all sorts of things going on which led to Keir Starmer throwing away or giving away his position, resigning, washing his hands, saying it's not for me. But I don't think that's actually what happened now. The first things first is when the rumours broke on I think it was maybe Saturday evening, the rumours broke that he was going to resign, and then on Sunday it's they sort of picked up throughout the day. But it was Donald Trump who released a Truth Social, I think it was, saying that Keir Starmer is going to resign and all that there, and it's like, why was Donald Trump the one that you would be the one that was technically resigning, retiring Keir Starmer? And that got me thinking. It's that just the other day, I done a video and I pointed out how what Tulsi Gabbard actually said originally all came from a dirty, deep conspiracy theory, like the QAnon thing. And when I was researching that, so you see everything about everybody, and it's like there's so many people you can't pick on everybody. At the time, Keir Starmer wasn't somebody I knew. He wasn't just a guy, you know. But when you actually look through the Epstein files, it's Keir Starmer's got like 3-4 pages of like documentations back and forwards with people who are related to the Epstein thing. And I think it goes a lot deeper. So we're not just talking about Epstein because of Keir Starmer. I think we need to talk about Jimmy Savile. See, Keir Starmer was the head of prosecutions when Jimmy Savile was first being investigated, and Keir Starmer took the decision that Jimmy Savile didn't do anything wrong and there was no need to take the investigations any further, push him on, go for prosecution or anything like that there. A few years later, Jimmy Savile dies and then everything comes out and it turns out everybody knew. That's the thing about Jimmy Savile. Everybody knew. Everybody was hiding it. It's come out that people at the BBC knew, politicians knew, everybody knew. But Keir Starmer, who is the guy in charge of the prosecutions, who leaves that role, who goes on to be a MP, who goes on to be a Prime Minister. Now, I don't believe that any amount of talent in the world could give you that promotion. You must be selected. You must be pre-selected, because not one of these people who get one of these top positions haven't been named in the World Economic Forum, future people or anything like that there. And then actually just come off the top of my head there, Starmer is also the one who basically defended Mandleson when I think it was like 2007, 2008. Mandleson was in the Epstein business. He was all up in Epstein's junk, and so they were conversing, going back and forward, and again Starmer knew. So I mean, to the point where he's obviously acknowledged that he knew and he apologised. But yet he didn't know nothing about Jimmy Savile. Now, Keir Starmer's also in the Epstein files himself in terms of being spoken to, or being spoken about, I should say. But I'm going to keep this one brief. I'm going to take this evening, and so what we'll do is we'll get some footage. We'll go through all the Epstein files together. The ones that include Keir Starmer, and we'll see what we can find. I just thought I'd get this wee upload going because it struck me very strange that with Tulsi Gabbard releasing the biolab information, and as I said, I don't care whether or not you think that's a fucking conspiracy theory and that originated from Q. I was talking about that in 2000 because people on the internet were posting it and everybody laughed, and it was, it was laughed. The Epstein thing was laughed out the water. What about Pizzagate? Just was nobody said about it yet. Like how many of these things need to be fucking shown true? How many people talking about cheese pizzas and emails? Like they and again, it's I want to say like they talk about cheese pizza and all that sort of stuff. This isn't just like all of Epstein emails, and you have a wee subsection of fucking weirdos that happen to talk about weird pizza and like cheese pizza in a weird way. This is all of them. You've got like fucking Barack Obama ordering hot dogs. You've got fucking several politicians talking about, there's going to be cheese pizza at the party and stuff like that. It's fucking weird. And as I say, it's not just the fact that you've got a subsection of Epstein's friends talking about cheese pizza in a weird way. It's that you've got prominent politicians joining in with all of the weird pizza conversation. Like, it's nothing to them in terms of nobody needed to be. I haven't seen an email where Epstein had to say to someone, when we were talking about cheese pizza, we mean everybody knows what they're talking about. There's no emails where somebody's went, by the way, when he says that, he's referring to this. Not a single one. Because everybody knows what they're talking about. Nobody needs to be briefed on what they're talking about. And the reason we're bringing that up is because everything's a conspiracy theory until it's fucking not. Like, everything. Again, it's like Epstein itself was a conspiracy theorist. Theory. Now, there's 2 journalists dead, apparently, who broke the story. So I think it was Ronan Farrell and I can't remember the other guy's name off the top of my head. Epstein's apparently dead, or got a new career at least as Palm Beach, or Palm Beach Peak. I'm not going to try and be funny anymore because it's too early. But Ghislaine Maxwell's been arrested, charged with 2 counts of trafficking, but to nobody. Not a single name's been released. So the reason I'm doing this video is because this was also all in the Q thing. And it just struck me that Trump's got 2 years left. If you were going to do something like that you promised, you're going to have to get started. And I'm not saying that it's true. I'm just saying that what they're starting to do is release information to you that the people who were laughed at for being Q conspiracy theorists 8-9 years ago have already covered and stuff like that. There's, for example, so that people are talking about deep underground military bases and stuff like that there. And what was the headline there a couple of months ago? Ivanka Trump buys Albanian island with underground tunnels and all that. They're all at it. They'll know all this stuff's all set up. It's like when you hear it's under Washington DC, there's tunnels, and under here there's tunnel structure. I guarantee you, if you go under any major city in the world, there's a tunnel structure that could almost resemble a city in terms of you can get anywhere you want in that city as long as you know how to, navigate the tunnels. It's as simple as that. So I think they're starting to tell you a few more things. And when I woke up this morning, I had a wee look at the Keir Starmer emails in the Jeffrey Epstein files. I realised that it was mentioned a lot more than I thought it would be. And it reminded me of the Q drops and stuff like that there. Especially just because Trump was the one that basically came out and announced Keir Starmer would be the one to resign. Or Keir Starmer would be resigning. And it was Trump that was the one that resigned them, basically. So that's just a thought. I'll be back later on, probably, today. We'll do a look at the actual emails themselves. We'll go through the emails individually. We'll have a wee look and see if Keir Starmer is saying anything dodgy, if the emails are about him or anything like that there. But I just think you're being told another lie. It's same as even slightly different, but you get Tony Blair left in disgrace. He's never been charged or anything like that there for any of the war crimes that, lying the UK into like a 20-year war. And then if you actually done a wee bit of research, you probably know it's like Tony Blair is one of the most powerful people in Britain today. But he's never been reprimanded for the things he's done. It's like they all get promoted and they all get these shady back door positions where there's no, they're not being regulated or overseen by the people anymore. It's like they're literally just private institution people now, but they have all the connections and everybody owes them favours and stuff like that there, and I think that's how they get a lot of things done. So I'm going to wrap this up here. It's just an RV quick one. We'll be back tonight. We'll do going through the emails and stuff. I just wanted to share my thoughts and the connections between Keir Starmer, Epstein, and how weird it was that Trump was the one that retired him a week after Tulsi Gabbard came out and we're speaking about biolabs and stuff that came directly from the Q files. Maybe we're back. Maybe it's, we're just heading into like 10 years of pure conspiracy, because I think it's going to be like a long clean up. So enjoy the rest of your day and try not to fry. All the best.